So I've been playing Fall Guys lately. I bought it the other weekend, and it's been pretty fun so far. Um, I've noticed some interesting things that I just wanted to talk about real quick. Um, I mean, obviously it's a super fun game, and a lot of people are enjoying it for good reason. It's fun. It's got these elements in there of multiplayer. I mean, you can just see all the chaos that's going on right now. Everybody's trying to figure out where to go, and you got these elements of platforming, which is really cool. Maybe I can show that off if I get to one of those levels. The element of randomness, where you've got random levels that people are thrown into. Um, I guess just zooming out a little bit and explaining what this game even is, it is a multiplayer sort of like tournament style game where you all run around on this obstacle course, and the first ones who are able to qualify, like I just did right there, make it to the next round. And so the last man standing at the end of every round is the big winner. And I kind of wish I recorded my last run of this because I actually won. We'll see if this happens again, but um, it's pretty tough. It's really tough because you're basically going up against 59 other people, and uh, I mean, a lot of it's skill. There's also some luck involved. So between the two things, and you're competing with 59 other people, so that's like your odds are kind of, I guess, 1 in 60, but that's not necessarily true. Um, but the odds are kind of stacked against you. Um, this one is kind of crazy. Well, not really. Actually, I like this level. It's kind of easy for me. Some of these remind me of Mario Party mini games. This one especially. The other levels kind of remind me of like the Mario Sunshine parts, where you have those platforming parts. But anyway, so this game's just a platformer kind of with, I mean, really you can kind of think of it as like a 3D platformer with like, oh. Yeah, see, there's some chaos going on. Um, oh, look at that. Yeah, so you can see the shadow behind the thing. That's important. But yeah, it's like sort of like mini games of platforming with a bunch of other players at the same time. And from like a game design perspective, I mean, to me, it makes sense why this works. You have elements that everybody enjoys, and you just put them all together. Um, and then there's like this metagame aspect of seasons and tournaments, and playing again and again and all that. So there's a metagame to it, but you take all these elements that people like anyway, and then you put them together, and to me, it just makes sense. Um, Now, what's interesting to me though is that a lot of this is not necessarily anything original on its own, at least not from what I can tell. Like, you got all these platformer elements. Like I said, this thing right here is like based off a Mario Party mini game where you had to spin a wheel and knock people off of it. So it's this itself is not really original necessarily. I mean, you could look at the walls and all that. I don't know. They didn't have that in the Mario Party game, but each little thing, and then there's like conveyor belts and other levels, and uh, different things. But the individual parts of this are not necessarily original, but the whole thing is. Yeah, see, that was easy. I didn't have any trouble with that. Um, but the whole thing is kind of, I don't want to say unoriginal, but this is actually a good thing in my mind, in my opinion, because it shows that in order to make a really successful game, you don't have to come up with a really original concept. You can just take things that everybody already likes from 3D platformers and make it work. Like, well, the one with the soccer ball is kind of like Rocket League a little bit. We got this one with the raccoon tails, and you got to chase each other. Now, this one was tough as well. I did this one earlier today. Um, but but yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a game that had this raccoon tail setup. Oh, I'm starting out with one now. But just the basic idea of, you got this, like, if you break this game down into its parts, like, what is it? It's just you're running around as this 3D character. So like, you start up the Unity engine, and you already have that built into like most 3D game engines, right? And you've got these platforms. I mean, I guess there's something to like the smooth surfaces of it and the slopes and all that. Um, but fundamentally, just getting a character to walk around in a 3D surface is not revolutionary on its own, right? But uh, in my mind, it's gonna be tough trying to narrate this while playing. Whoa, come on, get him, get him. Oh. Oh, there we go. So the thing to me that makes this stand out though is that you got the multiplayer aspect of 60 people at the same time in the same level, and that's what's fun. Oh, no, we got it right. And then you have these elements where there's a lot of tension. You know, you're trying to everybody's trying to do this or that. Come on, and like oh, my attention's getting distracted. Maybe I don't know if I'll make it, but there's always a comeback. You can always come back if you do it right, like that, and like that. So he came back there. I don't know if I'll make it. Oh, nope. So I lost there, but there were plenty of chances for me to win, and I guess I should have left before that. But now I can continue to watch other people, or I can play again myself. So I'm gonna leave, and so I can play again. But and you can kind of see like so even though I didn't win the whole thing, I got some reward, and so I sort of leveled up my character a little bit. And when you level up, you get more costumes. And now here's the really interesting thing. Like, well, it's not interesting, but like if you go here to the store, um, they do some things here where you've got the DLC and well, there's two things you can buy. So you can buy DLC, but then you can also buy the virtual currency. And I think the DLC is like I looked at this earlier. One of them is $5. The other one is $10. And then you've got virtual currency that goes all the way up to $50. So like so you got monetization that way, and the game itself costs $20 to play. So you look at it from that angle, and I bet this game made a ton of money. Um, and it looks like from what I saw, well, I'll play again, but um, from what I saw, the developers of the game, and I might not be super educated on who the developers are, but I looked on Steam, and they released one other game on Steam that was Murder by Numbers, which was a game that I had seen before. Is a sort of a point and click puzzle game about solving a murder mystery, and I hadn't actually played that one, but I knew about it, and because I'm always looking at murder mystery visual novels, and so I was looking at that. But that's the only other game that they made, and I was actually really surprised that the same studio made that game because this is kind of a huge shift in genre to go from a murder mystery puzzle game to Mario Party on steroids here. But I mean, honestly, I like both, so um, I like both genres. So like I said, I haven't played their other game, but and maybe they've done more. I don't know if they've done more games than this, but it seems like maybe they're a big studio. I'm not sure. Um, that's the sort of thing that I wonder as a developer is like, how many people did it take to make this? And really, the big technical hurdle is, in my mind, like the networking aspect of this, because trying to manage all of this stuff that's going on to me seems like it's kind of tough. But I guess other MMOs have done this kind of thing for a long time now. But yeah, the thing I just can't get over is how did nobody come up with this before? Because we've had the technology to do stuff with like MMOs, lots and lots of people on the screen at the same time, and uh, just nobody's put that in a platformer context. And like, maybe this is just the beginning. Maybe there could be entire platformer games rather than just this sort of Olympics style, mini game tournament. Maybe you could actually have a MMORPG that is a platformer. I don't know. Maybe that's something I should do. Um, if I knew how to do it, if I knew how to do the networking and the 3D modeling. Arguably, I guess you could do it with a 2D platformer as well. It doesn't have to be 3D. Um, but that's definitely something I would be interested in making. That sounds like it'd be super fun. No, you get checkpoints, so you don't start all the way over. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, I could see myself working on that kind of game. I think that'd be fun if you had like an MMO that was a platformer. Um, but yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. It just seems so interesting that like conceptually it's a really simple concept, and I totally understand why it works, and I have fun playing it myself. Um, so I know why it works both from like the perspective of someone playing the game as a gamer and also as a developer. It's like it's so simple and it just works. So and like I said, you have the monetization aspect, so it's super easy for them to make them enough money to actually host everything with the servers and all that, with the networking involved. So I just think this is a really fun game, and I mean, I guess the rest of the internet seems to as well. It's had a lot of content posted about it, but it's well deserved, in my opinion. I just can't get over how it seemed like it was so like such an obvious kind of game that someone should have made by now, and I guess nobody had, or or maybe someone has made it and they didn't have enough money to market it and get the name out there. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I guess that's all I got for today. Hopefully, I'll win this tournament. Yeah, we got this game again, so hopefully I'll keep on winning, and hopefully you do too if you check this game out. It's pretty fun. Um, and I guess that's it for right now. So see ya.